Mayhem Kitchen. I'm your host, Chef Butternuts. Today I'm making a special dish. Actually, I'm going to do 2 shows back to back, and the reason why, simple. A lot of these same ingredients go in the same dishes. So I like both dishes. Why not do both? So today we're going to do some deviled eggs. Deviled eggs are a big family favorite for me. Me and my cousin, we eat deviled eggs. I'll tell you a little story about that later, a quick one. But in the meantime, this is how popular deviled eggs are. When I was I was a younger teenager in a little old punk rock band called the Tone Deaf Pig-Dogs. I wrote a song about deviled eggs. It appeared on our first album, the Tone Deaf Pig-Dogs from Hell. Some of the greatest music you'll ever hear, if you can find it. Number 4 is called I've Got a Fart, and that's about deviled eggs. And hey, pick it up at your local record store. Demand it. They won't have it, but I just want to see you go in there and demand it. Anyway. So there's a lot of ways that people do deviled eggs. This is the way I do them. I've already boiled the eggs, so I got them right here. Usually boil eggs, perfect time to boil them is once they start boiling, about 10 minutes. Now, when I take them out, I run them under a cold tap and crack them under the cold tap. That way I'm not burning my hands. But also you get that membrane that if it heats up too much, will stick and it'll tear your egg all to shit. You rip out big hunks. Now, I had a few of those happen to me. These are some of the more prettier ones. But those get done into the potato salad because I'm chopping them up anyway. On deviled eggs, this is the way I do it, right? Down the middle, boom. You look at that. Yep, looks pretty good. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to stab myself. Whack. There we go. That egg is now contaminated. Actually, I cleaned everything with Lysol a little while ago. My dad used to spray Lysol, that old, the yellow can, the original, all over the house all the time. And nowadays, when I spray it, if I buy Lysol, especially with the COVID thing, I taste that old Lysol taste, even though I'm spraying like white linen. It's like weird, man. Crunch. Yeah, I'm going to put that other egg over here because it just lands right there, so I'm not too worried about it. Cross-contaminated son of a bitch that I am. You can ask my wife about that. I don't cross-contaminate shit. I'll do something like these shows, and I will have 9 loads of dishes. And we do not have a dishwasher here, so I have to do dishes by hand. I'm an insomniac, so I'll wake up in the middle of the night and do dishes. It's crazy. So I don't need a knife anymore. So here's what I'm going to do. This is our big mixing bowl. This is how I make the deviled eggs with a mixing bowl. I'll push those up there. I have a spoon, and basically I'm going to spoon out the insides as gently as I can. Kind of clean them up a little bit. When you do these while they're hot, they'll come right out. Well, these have been in the fridge for about a couple hours because I was doing some other stuff. I do have a life, you know. Actually, I don't. Don't let me fool you. I was down seeing my cousin. Actually, my cousin Lenora, cousin Mark, cousin Brenda, and my little cousin Ian. See, I done tore that one all to crap, but I'm trying to get that stuff out. That's all right, though. I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to put salt on it and eat it anyway. And we went to buffets, because you don't really get the all-you-can-eat buffet things up here in Canada. And I'm not sure why, because poutine's easy to make, so I could see you having an all-you-can-eat poutine thing going on. Actually, just pull a size like that, and it usually pops out. There we go. And deviled eggs are a pain in the ass to make, and I remember us walking up, and cousin, Mark, he had a tray of deviled eggs, pretty much. And he left some and come up to me as we're walking. As we're walking back, he said, "Did you see they had deviled eggs?" And I said, "Not anymore." Because both of us had probably 20 deviled eggs, or 20 deviled eggs, so 10 eggs total. You know, we had 10 half eggs, as you would say. So this is all the insides I'm going to use, all the yolk. Right? The rest of these yolks, I actually just throw them away, or in some cases, we'll put them in the potato salad later. So I can put it down here. Get that out. My process is probably a lot different than many people. I always remember going to the Garmin family reunions at the old OC church up there. And there's two things I look forward to. It's going to be deviled eggs and my Mama Garmin's coconut cake. That lady could, I don't know what, I mean, that was my pawpaw's favorite cake. That's why she always made it. But anytime you went over to her house, even after he passed away, she'd always have coconut cake. And it was a bitch to make, because I'm not talking the cake was coconut. She had a white vanilla cake layered, and then it had white icing, but she would sprinkle semi-sweet coconut all over it. It looked like it was growing hair. I mean, it wasn't, obviously, but you know. Anyway, I finally cut up some onions. I'm going to show you, because part of this onion is going towards the potato salad. But this is all I need for this, because I want to use a little bit. This is the same thing I would do if I was making egg salad, too, by the way. The only difference is I'm not going to be stuffing the eggs with this mixture. The eggs would be in there, too. It would be egg salad, and I usually like it when it's warm. So, there's our onions. Next, I got celery. Same thing, finely chop it. And the reason why I finely chop it is because, you know, it's going in here. So you want a couple of pieces of celery in each bite, but also you don't want it just to be one hunk of celery in the thing because nothing else fits. Mix that in there. This is a different story. I didn't finally cut these that much because this is one of the main ingredients that I love. That's dill kosher pickles. So smell that, and the vinegar off these pickles actually helps with it too. It reacts with everything. So you like pickled eggs? They actually sell them up here. I'm surprised at that. But I remember going into stores. Certain stores, like Red Ball Sausage, for example, it used to be off the Butte Highway. This is down in Georgia. Down up here in Canada, they don't have nothing like this. Meat processing plant. Or he processes sausage and stuff for it if you want him to. You go in there on the counter, they have a big jar of pickled pig's feet and pickled eggs. And I remember going, oh, dang, that's gross. But of course, then you eat it, and you go, damn, that's good. So anyway, this is what the concoction looks like. And I'm going to use some mayonnaise, this real mayonnaise, and it's by a man named Hell Man. That's why it's deviled eggs, man. He's from hell. So I'm just going to do like this. That just gives it a little bit of cream, right? Show that to you. Now I still have those other yolks ready in case this mixture gets too liquefied, right? And of course I'm going to use fucking yellow-ass mustard. The name brand all the chefs love. Now we're just going to same way I do it all. There we go. So, there we go. We got that ready to go. Push this over here. Now, the yolks need to be busted up. I brought a fork. I don't need no spatula. I don't need no nothing. I'm just going to smash it all together. I might put another yolk in there. Yeah, I'm going to need it. I'm going to go ahead and take a couple of them. Nothing goes to waste, you know? Just put them in there. And then wipe your damn hand. I got so many tea towels, and I don't even drink tea. Sweet tea. My wife drinks that Earl Grey shit and what do you call it? Chai and all that stuff. Yeah, the Garland family reunion, very much similar to some things that Jeff Foxworthy would probably say. Sometimes you go to the family reunion just to try to find a girlfriend. Think about that. I got two parts of my family. One side's crazy, and the other side's the Warbingtons. They're crazy too, but in a different way. Garlands are crazy in their own special way. I'm just mashing all this goodness up in there, releasing the flavors. Give me a fucking break. I'm just trying to mix this shit up. So I'm going to hold it like this and just kind of stir it around quite a lot. Now we've done that, I brought out two types of salt and pepper, right? Oh, sorry. I have a little bit of dill weed. Some people like to put that in there. In this case, I will. Every once in a while I do. Just a little pinch. A pinch. That's all. It helps kind of taste it up a little bit if you like pickles. But I didn't bring out my crackers, right? Because that's large peppercorns. And to get a large peppercorn in the middle of one of these might be a bad thing. Same thing with salt. I use that big stuff when I'm doing meat and stuff. But in this case, I'm going to use this salt and this pepper. I think I may have. Yes, I even have to open this one. This one didn't come from the Himalayas. This one came from Ralph's. Place that sells chicken right down the street. Probably the best chicken I've ever had. There we go. And then the pepper will come in later. So let's mix that up real good. For this bed, I can use a spoon too. Because the spoon's got to get involved in this thing here in a minute because it's been sitting around not working. Old. So that's kind of what I got. It's like a paste. Now, it's going to harden up a little bit. But this is how I do it. Now, there's two ways to do this, and I'll show you both ways. The first way, this is the way I've always done it. Take a spoonful like this, and just pretty much dump it in and overload it, and then wipe the spoon off like that so you got a little crown. And then there's this way. This is something this is like a baker's trick. There we go. I'll probably cut off too much. Yeah, we try that again. Good thing is you can do that because it's a big bag. There we go. That's a little bit better. Now I'm going to finish doing them all with the spoon, but I'm going to show you how this works. In case you've never done this shit before, make sure you figure out which side's a little here and which side. So you take this right here and go, I got me a big old scoop of this shit. This is how you make them look fancy. You can use the cake mix stuff for this too, like the piping units for cakes. And make like little waves. Get it loaded for bear and go for it. That's another reason why you cut everything small, right? So now here we go. Of course, I got a couple of pieces of pickle in there that's a little too big. You can do like that. Go, ta-da! I don't do that. As you can see, I'm not very good at it. But this way's better for me. I'll do this really quick. Probably hit the fast forward button on this part. That's good enough. The more the better.
This episode of Mayhem Kitchen was brought to you today by fucking yellow ass mustard. It's the yellow mustard that all chefs love to use, and non-chefs. So the next time you go into a grocery store, go straight up to the customer service desk and say, I want some fucking yellow ass mustard. Because you know why? It's the best mustard around. yellow fucking ass mustard. Thank you. Enjoy Mayhem Kitchen.
Wow. That fellow having Titanic on my ass. And that's too pretty. It need to be sloppy ass pig egg. Get some more on there. Now I have a little bit of this concoction left over, and I'll use this in a potato salad. Depends on how long it takes me to get back in there, because I don't want to leave it out too long. Anyway, after you do this, they're called deviled eggs for a reason, because the devil was involved in them somehow. The devil went down to Georgia and made deviled eggs. So I got the pepper over here. This is the small pepper, because like I said before, I don't want to use pepper corners because they can mess you up, or it does me anyway. That's probably a lot, but there we go. So we're putting a little heat to them, I guess. I love pepper on eggs. I don't know why. Even with scrambled eggs. And finally, here's last but not least. Make sure my hand's nice and clean. This is the devil bit. This is paprika. Take a little pinch. Look at that all pretty. That one right there. I didn't put no pepper on that one. I better go back. He's jealous. I'm decorating Christmas cookies. Christmas fart cookies. And it's just old basic paprika. It's nothing special. It's mostly for looks. You'll get a little smoky taste to it. But anyway, that's deviled eggs for you. See what it tastes like. I gotta do another try. Yeah. I ain't sure yet. So I haven't counted. That'll leave 10. I'm just going to go off to it. Alright. After a while, Mayhem Kitchen. Deviled egg. They ain't going to be here long. You don't need to see that, though. You don't need to smell me later either.
Now, let's see. Maid, gardener, cook, chauffeur. Oh, I understand Jethro is an Oxford man.
You bet he is.
I'm quite anxious to meet him.
Don't blame you. Fine-looking young feller. Single, too. And he's on the lookout for a girl.
Oh. I am only interested in the intellectual rapport which I would naturally have with an Oxford man. I presume you went to Eton as a boy.
If I know Jethro, he went to Eton the minute he was born.
Yes, of course.
Hope you enjoyed this episode of Mayhem Kitchen.